So this is what I'm reduced to. That truck won't fit in the garage. I need to fix something underneath it. So, nice long extension cord, back to my power. And I'm crawling under this thing when it's wet and rainy and 37 degrees outside. Isn't that beautiful? Oh goodness, that's the only thing about this place that makes me want to move, is this garage. If it was just taller. Otherwise, I love this house. So last night I was talking with the guys, sharing photos and stuff. I figured out I've got an issue here that I wasn't even aware of. And one of the guys I wheel with, a very capable fabricator, pointed it out. And me as an engineer looking at it, this system, it totally makes sense. I have a gap here that shouldn't be there. This piece is actually an aftermarket part that slips into the MP241 and allows me to do a double carbon CV joint here, which is kind of what I need for this setup, sure. But this should not be slipped out. So I need to slam that back in there and weld it to the piece here that actually goes into my transfer case. Because you look at that, you don't need slip there when you have a slip joint right here. So, curiosity. Oh yeah, oh sweet, that was easier than I was hoping. So yeah, I just slip it right back in, extended the slip joint here. Now I just need to clean that off and zap it together a little bit. Which honestly, looking at, it's going to be easier said than done to get to that and get a ground on here somewhere. I may have to remove this, which means, yeah, just those bolts there on each side, and then I can actually get the ground onto it. Let's see what I got to do. Luckily, hubs aren't locked, four-wheel drive's not engaged. I can rotate this by hand. So I should be able to get to everything I need to be able to zap her together. Obviously, one of my concerns is going to be all the electrical wiring up here, because this is still electrically actuated, MP241. I want to make sure I'm getting no spalling on anything, so I want to make sure I pick a good spot to actually do the welding from. The literature says tack weld. Picture that Rob sent me showed fully welded. So we'll see what I can do. I got to get that cleaned up. Okay, so pulled off the drive shaft. Fun thing is the only tool I've got that actually engages with those 12-point bolt heads is a little 8mm ratcheting wrench. It's got to be 12 points. So that was fun. Now the literature I read said tack weld, right? But the picture from Rob, he welded all the way around, so I did the same thing. It seems to me too that there was leaking coming out of there of tranny fluid, well, transfer case fluid. So in doing that, welding all the way around, it should help seal that up a little better. And now you've only got slip at one point, not here. In the actual drive shaft, it slips, not here. So now the fun part is just putting it back together. So again, if you've done this conversion on your MP241, so an IFS truck, an OBS truck, whatever you want to call it, you get this kit and it allows you to put a yoke on for a double carbon CV joint, which you need with the multiple angles you've got going on under here when you go to solid axle especially. Mine was on already, because you can tell this is dirty, all of this is new. I want to think it was on for the IFS lift, but I don't remember if I had a double CV or a double carbon CV joint on it. I mean, I wouldn't think with IFS the transfer case stays in place, the axle stays in place, so you don't have movement there per se, like you do with a solid live axle. Why it's called live, because it moves. Any which way, that's welded up. Now I got to put this back together. So again, chalk off one more chore on the post solid axle swap that I got done. Short little video, but important little job. So if you came this far, hope it did you some good when you're thinking about your own SAS, your own solid axle swap, on your own old body style or OBS. Remember to follow up with me on Instagram. Appreciate you watching this, and we'll catch you on the next one.